This is M-Spidi Weekend Live. Shohi, and today we have a lineup of events we have bringing for you from all over the world. Motorsport events that are ongoing right now. We currently keeping you up to date with the WRC Rally Monza, the season finale of the WRC Circuit 2021, where as of right now, Sebastian Ogier looks set to retain his title and to add an 8th title to his belt. He will be the second most successful WRC driver after Sebastian Loeb, who currently has a record of nine world titles. We are also keeping you informed about the ongoing Formula One at Qatar, the Qatar Grand Prix. Qualifying will be starting in a few. We'll keep you up to date on to how that is going. And from the look of things, from free practice 1 and free practice 2 yesterday, we can say clearly that it's going to be an interesting race. Most of the drivers have said the track is free flowing. It's fun to drive on. We will expect to see the Mercedes go head to head with their rivals, Red Bull. We expect to see some great midfield battles as well. And back home here locally, closer home, we have today was the beginning, the scrutineering of the drivers, of the cars and the drivers for the rally, for the KCB rally. That's when supposed to. Cars will be, the event will start at Mount Kenya University, but today was all about scrutineering, and we'll be finding out how the routes will look like. And one interesting part of it is that the fans are now allowed back to the rally after a long hiatus since the COVID began. And besides that, we'll also have a live interview here today. We're bringing you one of the most passionate motorsports personnel I've known in a while. He's an active driver as well. He's taken part in event organizing of the rally. We'll be talking to Kahir Rahim. Kahir Rahim is a motorsports driver from Kenya. Very, very enthusiastic, very passionate about the sport. He plays an active role as a driver. He's also been involved in extra activities that goes towards the organizing of the rally. He will be having an insight on to what he has to say about motorsports. We listen to what he has to say about his field, that is autocross, where he's participating in the two-wheel drive non-turbo category. This is his maiden season, and so far he's been putting up an impressive performance. And we'll be asking him to guide us through what he thinks motorsport looks like right now, the growth that we're experiencing in the sport, or the perceived growth that is. But at the end of the day, we'll hear straight from the horse's mouth what he has to say. We'll also ask him about the ongoing events. Avid rally fan. We'll ask him if he's following the Monza rally. Obviously, he might be following it. Who he expects to win. We also invite you to ask questions, any questions that we can pose to him as well when we begin this. So you can interact with us on our social media platforms. That is M-Spidi on all platforms, be it YouTube, where we're live on YouTube, on Facebook as well. You can interact with us on Twitter as well, on Instagram. We are across all those platforms, and we'll be starting the interview in just a second. Kahir, can you hear me? Hello, Kahir. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you as well, Kahir. Thanks for joining us. Yes, I can hear you, Kahir. Okay, so let's get down to this, Kahir. How are you doing, Kahir? Kindly wave to our viewers and just show them that. Hello, Kahir. Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry, there seems to be a slight delay, but I'm sure we'll work around it in English.
Yeah, it's just technology after all. We'll get around it. But the most important thing is that you're here with us today. Thanks for joining us. It's just technology after all. We'll get around it. But the most important thing is that you're here with us today. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so let's get down to this. Let's get down to business, Kahir. You've been active in the autocross. Okay, sorry. As I was saying, you've been active in the autocross in this season, and we've seen you from the first few events to where you're now, the points you currently have, and the performances you've been putting through consistently, and are you pleased with yourself as well? How can you describe your season since it began till where we are now?
My season has been nothing but sheer happiness, sheer bliss. I cannot express my happiness just to be competing. Quite confusing in the crew side motor because the competition is quite stiff. I am racing against a couple of great buggies. For those who know, the race buggies are extremely quick, extremely agile, very zippy around the corners. But for me personally, it's all about gaining experience this year, keeping it going, trying to better my times in each event. And it's been a learning test for me. As you mentioned, it is my maiden season, it's my first year competing. So just trying to get to grips with the buggy I am driving and taking each event as it comes up.
Okay, thanks for that. Tell us, let's get more into depth with your background and how you got into motorsports. And when did you discover your passion for motorsports, and who held you hard into the sport?
I think my passion for motorsports actually kicked off at a really young age from as far as I can remember. My father has always been a rally fan. He always used to take me out to watch rallies as a young boy. And I can say my passion for the sports, or rather my love for the sports, probably ignited at an extremely early age. So,
Okay. Seems we have a technical hitch, but we'll resolve that. But let's move on nonetheless. And my second question is, this being your first season in autocross, How has your driving style changed? How has your approach to the sport changed? What have you learned from the few events that you've participated in? And what's your overall plan going forward now?
My well, the season has played out to be really interesting, especially with the new, there were two new race buddies that had joined that had joined the championship, and just wonder how they would do. They were going to competition, but as usual, I just go out and have fun, gain as much experience as I can. Yeah, just have a smile on my face when I scroll on my camera. The season's been really well. Each event has got its own, it had its own unique memories that were taken of it. One of the things I appreciate is through the events, especially those at Nairobi, we did get to travel out, got to see new places, and it's always fun to be on a road trip where you know that you're going to be competing a day or two afterwards on that road trip, just building up the motivation and psyching yourself towards the races that we do outside of Nairobi.
Okay. And I have another question for you, Kahiria. You've covered quite different tracks this season. There's a time we went to Eldoret, then there was the track at Kasarani, right? And then we came to Jamhuri, where we've done a couple of tracks. We did one clockwise, another one was anti-clockwise. And then you traveled to Mombasa, obviously. Then there was Nanyuki. And recently you're the Kiambu track, the Twisty Corners track. And out of those tracks, which was your favorite track to drive in, and which track gave you the biggest headache? And yeah, just basically comment on the nature of the tracks here locally, and what do you think the federation could do, maybe in terms of strengthening the races, the autocross races, and the tracks at large.
Here locally, and what do you think?
Again, it has been a super experience to go out to race on different tracks that we have raced on this year. Personally, I think my favorite track has to be the Nuki. The track that we did in the Nuki at the foothills of Mount Kenya. It has been used as a spectator stage in the rally scene. It was the perfect length for a motocross. It had its turns and twisties. It started off being really muddy for me. And one of my favorite aspects of that track was the long stretch towards the end, which had some really fast flowing bends. That gave me a chance to actually open up the bumper that I'm driving, and it felt really good. One of the toughest tracks, I must say, for me was Mombasa. Mombasa being, it was my first time driving on limestone, as they call it down there. Very slippery. I mean, my tires, when I got back to Nairobi and I looked at my red tires, they told the story of it. They were as cold and as smooth as probably Formula One tires, so to say. Mombasa was quite slippery, but enjoyable, something new to experience. And a lot of my friends in the my battle being a little see, take it in stride, and it being a little, as my friends call it, Mombasa was a bit tough to maneuver. The back was a bit tail happy, and enjoyed kicking out of it. But all in all, I think we had a super season, and each track has got me something new. In terms of the federation and what the federation is trying to do, I think we should all be appreciated that we are at least running, or rather we are driving, we are driving. It might be getting a bit monotonous to be racing over at Jamhuri quite a few times this year, but hey, I guess practice makes perfect. And I can't complain. I'm happy to be racing, and after each race, you're actually looking forward to the next probably come up into the body and kind of send it around the track again.
Okay, thanks, Kyle. Okay, and generally, how would you say the state? How would you describe the state of the autocross in Kenya? Let me narrow it down to autocross, since that is what you're comfortable in. That is your sport. How is the state of the autocross? Is there growth, and if yes, how is that growth going to impact now the sport? And overall, is autosports doing a good representation of the motorsports scene in Kenya? Is it a good representative of what we can say motorsport is in Kenya?
Motorsports being a good representation of the
The autocross scene, it being my first day competing throughout each event, we have seen more and more entries coming in. I'm not sure, I wasn't following autocross as much, but back in probably I hear stories 2012, 2013, 2014. Those were years where autocross was extremely competitive. Organizing clubs had back-to-back entries, lots of entries coming in. But I can probably say the same this year. I mean, each event has probably had a minimum of 30 entries, and that's minimum. There has been more than 30 entries in some cases. Lots of newcomers, including myself, that we've seen throughout the year. And what's amazing to see is actually the young group, the young generation. Motorsport in this country, especially those that want to go into rallying. And I believe it's a great stepping stone. Getting into autocross, understanding the feel of driving something, whether it's two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, but just gaining that experience and trying to better it each time. The autocross scene definitely has drivers that could give the big boys in KNRC a run for their money. I believe there are people that are really quick in that, and I would wish certain drivers well in the autocross scene for them to be able to pursue a career and actually rally doing or run under the Kenyan National Rally Championship.
Okay, moving on. Now away from autocross and active racing, tell us, just give us a snippet or just tell us about your activities involving the WRC, and what was your role during the WRC Safari Rally, and how the overall experience was for you.
The WRC Safari Rally was, to me, was just a dream. I mean, we had the candidate event back in 2019. I was chosen to be a radio boy for that event, and hearing about all the news popping up about the WRC coming back to Kenya, the key group, the clerk of course, then going out, doing the hard work, looking at the rules, and the clerk of course's team especially. To me, it all felt like a dream to start off with. And then I was given the role to be a stage commander for the rally. I was actually the stage commander for the Chewy stage, which was SS2 and SS5 during the rally. What a phenomenal experience, honestly. It was lots of fun being out with the team, being out with mates, setting up a stage to the World Rally standards. Lots of hard work, early mornings, late nights, trying to get everything in check. But believe me, it was extremely worth it. On rally day, it was a Friday, I believe it was a Friday morning, on I think it was the 24th of June. if I can recall. It was the 24th of June, Friday morning. 25th of June, which is a Friday. We had a sleepless night the night before. It was all about probably just the anxiety of making sure that we've ticked all the boxes to run such a stage. I remember going on the stage at about, was it 1:30 or 2 in the morning, just double checking myself, making sure that each box junction is held up, everything is ready, and we did reach our stage start time at 5:09. 5:09 was our stage start time, stage ready time, as the first car was coming in at 8 or 9, and it all paid off. Where the start line at Chumi was, the drivers would come up from the time control up over a hill, and as the first car came up over the hill, I was in shock. To see those WRC cars in real life, that genuinely put a smile on my face. And more so when the first car got off the line on time, at its due time, it was, I can say I had tears in my eyes. You hear the cars revving up, the first car took off the line on time, and it was high fives all round to the whole team, and then it was just like clockwork. 3-minute intervals, and each car was out like that, so I couldn't be happier. Of course, there's a lot we learned from it. Actually being my first time as a stage commander, and that we did for the Safari Rally. There's a lot I learned from it, lots to reflect on, which I hope to perfect in next year's Safari Rally.
Okay, so that is a definite promise that we'll be seeing you resume your role as a stage commander in the next year's rally, or it's just in the works? And if at all, maybe it comes to light, what do you hope to take home during the next coming rally, from the WRC?
I believe, already plans are in order for next year's Safari. The work never stopped. If I can quote the clerk, of course, Budi Babra, work never stopped for them. They've still been going out and perfecting again what they can for next year's rally. And plans are set. Taking from the rally, I mean, we can always just try to do it bigger and better each and every time. It's amazing, of course, the feedback that we had from the rally drivers, the World Rally Championship drivers, that what they have to say about Kenya. I think they loved it. It gave them a feel of what Safari was like in the olden days, of course, in a more condensed amount of time. And for next year, go out, do the best we can. Of course, taking the learnings from 2021 and try and make it as better as we can as the years progress along.
Okay, now coming closer home, we've seen you also take a part in. You are the clerk, of course, in the Kenya National Rally Championship, Voileg, and you took part in mapping out the route and all the stages that the drivers were driving on. And how was that experience for you? And what exactly goes into the planning of a rally, of a successful rally? And what criteria do you use to pick the routes that the drivers can race on?
Just to clarify, I was the second to clerk, of course. I was the deputy clerk, of course.
Yes.
Deputy clerk, of course, I mean, you're there to support the clerk, of course. We work hand in hand to make sure that the rally goes smoothly. The Voi rally was pretty, I mean, I can probably say that it was thrown, rather not thrown, but it was given to the Superior Club really last minute to pull off such a rally. What goes into preparing a rally? Lots. I mean, Safety is paramount. You're thinking about safety. Planning a route was one of the biggest sort of stones that we had to conquer. We decided, I mean, having the rally down in Voi was something that hadn't happened since the 2016 Undani rally. It was nice to go out there and rally. I mean, when it comes to planning routes, I can say we've got a solid team that helped us out with planning that rally. They took back stages. They took back rallying to stages, which was once the epicenter for rallying in the good old Safari rally days. We held stages around the Taita estate, and forgive me, I forgot the. It was called the Zara Ranch. So we held stages around the Taita estate, of which back in the day, lots used to rally. Lots of the Safari rally route used to pass through there. What goes into planning? I mean, it's all a team effort. Working together with the people that have experience, that you have worked with, understanding one another's strengths, and working towards bettering the strengths and applying them towards running. Getting a team, which I'd like to appreciate, the team that always helps the SEC events out, they're pretty much bulletproof. They're hard workers, they're very determined, and you can't pass them by them, because they're actually the key and the fork to making a rally happen. Safety is paramount. Having a successful rally means having a safe rally. There was no incidents during the Boy rally, and now seeing that we have had a bit more time and planning time for the Guru Nanak rally that will be taking place on the 12th of December. We look forward to continue planning that and hoping for it to be a successful rally.
And do we expect, or should we hope to see you get into the rally scene yourself? Do you have plans of being an active rally driver after maybe graduating from autocross?
I would definitely love to. Running has always been the goal, or rather, should I say, the biggest dream that I've ever had. It's definitely not cheap. It's not a cheap sport. I mean, sometimes I consider what if I could have been playing another sport. But yeah, there's nothing that thrills me or makes me as happy involved having a chase and dream to hopefully rally one day. It is expensive. I think for now we will be sticking to autocross in terms of at that competing level, and we'll see what the future holds when it comes to racing.
Okay, motorsports is generally an expensive sport, that is beyond a doubt. Do you think this is a sport that is reachable to the kawaida day mwananchi or the common guy from outside there? Or do you think it's a big boys, to put it in quotes, it's a big boy sport where you need a lot of financial might to participate and to get into the championships? For you, how have you been managing your finances, and how much of a hit do you feel when it comes to participating in motorsports?
When it comes to motorsports, I mean, motorsports has definitely evolved throughout the years, but the numerical aspect of motorsports, the aspect when it comes to money, that has not changed one bit. It's always been an expensive sport throughout, but I mean, to those out there that are looking to get involved, look at getting involved. Start by becoming a marshal. Reach out to people, build networks with those that would like to get that are already in the sport. I'm happy for people to reach out to me and share with them avenues on how they can get more involved. Of course, competing in rallying is not in riding, or rather motocross or motorsports as a whole, is not the cheapest form of experiencing a hobby, so to say. You need sponsors. You definitely need sponsors if you want to be driving at the top level. But for those out there that have a dream, I mean, keep chasing it. Keep chasing it. Save up the money, and one day, I mean, hopefully there will be more people to support one another in such a scene. And hopefully one day those out there that are willing to compete and to get involved, they will definitely get a chance to. They should just be motivated and just never give up. This year, I mean, it has been an eye-opener. Before I competed this year, I actually drew up a budget of how much sort of each event would cost, transport costs, fuel costs, and more or less everything involved. It's been easy. I have been trying to save up myself, but of course, I'm fortunate and I'm really grateful to my parents that are there to support me through it whenever I need anything. And they've been a great pillar in my motorsport, in what I like to call the scene of my current life, the motorsport scene. They have been there to support me. Another great pillar in my life is Shaz Ismail. We all call him Coach. I am speechless. I have no words. He's been there to support me since day one, since I started off, because guiding me through it, each race,